Okay, I've got my servo tester out again to set up the tail. What I did was plug in the converter and then straight into the tail servo itself. Mainly interested in finding the midpoint so I can set up the tail. So let's just set up the push rod. So I'll come in on that. As you can see there, that's where the center position is for the servo. If I put it at either end, you can see that I've got it at 90 degrees there, and that's exactly where I need to be. So one side I've already tightened up and put in position and threaded it through the linkage. Now as we come along, here's the first guide, and I've put a piece of carbon fiber tube in. That's because I found this wire here to be a little bit too flexible for my liking. So I've come in close with the first guide. Normally the first guide should be probably a bit further back, about here somewhere. But I found that there was a little bit of flex in the actual wire, so I've moved the guide forward and then put in some carbon fiber tube, which is nice and loose in there, but that works its way along to the next guide, and then from there it goes to the tail. Now I slipped through a cable tie into the top of the guide there and cut it off on both sides, and then run a little bit of CA glue down the edge there. The only reason I didn't do it was because I didn't show it on a video how I did that, was because I was trying to figure out a length for this carbon fiber tube, what would be appropriate and wouldn't flex and so forth. So I was always moving this around, and then when I found the position I actually CA'd it in there. Now to set up the linkage so it's correct, if you look at what happens here, you can see that when I go one extreme, the other extreme, and then back to center. So all I did was I just folded these tail blades over each other so that they come in line, as you can see there, and I've adjusted the linkage so that the tail blades are like that when it's center stick or 1500, and that will basically ensure that you've got exactly mid stick, so zero pitch basically when you're in that position. As soon as you move, you will get a different pitch in there, so the blades won't be over the top of each other. So that's how I've found my center point. Now you can just use your radio if you want at this point to make sure you're mid stick, and just set it up in that fashion. But that's how I do it. I just put the blades on top of each other, and if I see straight down and see a perfect line, they're not like that or like that. So they're one on top of the other. Then I've adjusted my linkage or the push rod to the right length.